A local family appeared in Albany alongside Senator Tom O'Mara and Assemblyman Phil Palmisano to push for legislation that would help the families of victims who have been brutally murdered. WNY's Samantha Potter was in Albany to meet the Robie family and hear what this bill means so much to them.
They're calling it good common sense legislation. It's a bill that would extend the period of time from 2 years to 5 years for violent offenders to apply for parole. And one Steuben County family is helping make it possible. Dory and Dale Robie of Savona lost their 4-year-old son in the summer of 1993. Derrick was walking down the street near his house when 13-year-old Eric Smith lured him into the woods and brutally murdered Derrick. Smith was convicted of second-degree murder in 1994 and sentenced 9 years to life in prison. Smith first became eligible for parole in 2002 and has been denied all 7 times. For the Robie family, every time Smith is eligible for parole, they appear before the parole board to make sure Smith never sees outside prison walls.
It's horrendous to have to pull it all up every 2 years. It affects our other son, it affects our parents, the rest of our families and neighbors. It just would be so much better if it was at least doubled, so that we had much more time to effectively live.
With Smith being up for parole every 2 years, the Robies have had to start planning to present letters, home videos of Derrick, and speeches every 18 months. And with that comes the emotional pain and suffering of having to relive their son's murder.
Those that commit these types of crimes need not have the opportunity to join our society every 2 years.
State Senator Tom O'Mara and Assemblyman Phil Palmisano are co-sponsoring a bill that requires violent offenders like Eric Smith to wait 5 years instead of the current 2 years between parole hearings.
This legislation is common sense legislation, which would give the parole board the ability to wait up to 60 months on a case-by-case basis, rather than having to put families who've gone through such a horrific tragedy every 2 years. And it's common sense legislation, it's the right thing to do, and that's why we're actively pushing so hard. And to have the families come up, like the Robie family, come up and share their personal story, puts a face and name to this issue, which I hope is something that can help push it over across the finish line.
With session ending in less than a month, Palmisano says we should find out if the bill passes within the next 3 weeks. Reporting in Albany, Samantha Potter, WENY News.